Cleveland says hello. Jim, welcome. How are you today, pal?
Hey, Chris. How's it going?
All right, Jimmy. Not bad. Yourself?
Could
be better, right? Yep.
You could be a lot better, yeah. I mean, Draymond, I ask you a quick question about Draymond, then I have a couple of points about the Cavs. How does he not get a technical every single foul on him?
He's annoying. Now,
no, but seriously, how? Like, I mean, he yells at everything. I don't understand how they.
No, he must not be. He must not be. I don't have the answer to you. I'm not there on the court. I don't hear what he's saying. But I'm sure he had 1 million T's in the course of the year. I could look it up if you want another number. But he's very, very difficult to get into. I completely agree. I wouldn't make a big deal about technical fouls right now. They lost the game last night. It wasn't because Tyronn Lue got a technical in the third quarter. They lost the game last night because the other team, shot 57% and had 3 guys, their best players, score 80 points. I mean, you're not winning that game when that occurs. So I wouldn't make I wouldn't make a big deal about it. Go ahead.
No, he's just so annoying. But as far as last night's concerned, there's no point in talking about last night. If anyone thought we were going to win 2 in Oakland, they're crazy. We already won 1. And the fact is that, you mentioned to a previous caller, did the refs take the game 2 from me? They already took 1 from us. What do you want them to take? 3? I mean, like, the fact that we're talking about whether the refs, did something to the Cavs in game 2.
It's a little strong saying the refs took 1 away from you already. You would have had the ball 36 seconds to go up 2. That game is not over.
It's not over, but either way, it's up 2 with 30. I mean, we'll get to the finish line. LeBron will get us to the finish line. And as to those people that talk about, what LeBron is supposed to do in that huddle, I mean, should he punch him like Steve Kerr? I mean, like Michael did to Steve Kerr. I don't understand. What do you want him to do? The guy played literally a perfect game. Everything that LeBron can do was on display in that game 1. He goes into the huddle. He's sitting there. LeBron, JR sitting right next to him. He's got this moron next to him. I don't know what anyone wants him to do. And to compare him to Michael, I mean, Michael would have yelled at JR. I'm sure that wouldn't have done anything.
I think Michael's got a different kind of person. He had a different kind of personality. He would be annoyed to no end, and he would go out there and do everything he can to win the game a second time. LeBron's a different personality than Jordan is, and I think it is fair to say, Jim, that Jordan would have handled that huddle in that in-between time a little differently than LeBron did. I think that's fair to say. Go ahead. Next. We lost him. I think it's fair to say. It would have been handled a little differently. But I'm not making a big deal about it. To me, that's not an issue whatsoever. They were not winning that game anyway. LeBron was not disinterested last night, but he had a different kind of mindset into the game. Again, if you want to decipher every one of his movements, which I have done in the past, you could come up with something every time he touches the ball or in a timeout or how he walks to the sideline when a game is over. I mean, he's got a magnifying glass on him. So I'd rather not do that for him here right now. Jay is in California. He's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Jay, welcome. How are you today, pal?
Mad Dog, a couple points.
Yes, Jay.
First, if you look at the video, before George Hill's second foul shot, look at YouTube. JR Smith is waving both hands up in the air towards the bench, towards Ty Lue, asking for direction. Just FYI.
We can go back and you want me to look at what JR is doing when Hill's about to shoot the second free throw?
Correct. Pull it up on YouTube. He's waving at. He's not even watching the foul shot. He's waving at Ty Lue
for direction.
Basic.
I don't want to analyze this. I don't want to analyze this game 1 ending for the next 20 days. But if I get around to it, I'll do it. I mean, the game is 5 days ago. I mean, go ahead, continue. Next.
Second, he's a very mercurial personality, and I would worry honestly about his mental health, doing something crazy. Third,
I would. That's a little strong. Next, go ahead. Third.
Okay, Donnie Moore, my friend.
Yeah, I remember Donnie Moore had a lot of financial issues. He didn't do it 5 days after after he gave up the home run to Baylor. So
good memory.
How would I not know that? Let's take it easy on that. Number 4, go ahead.
No, number 3. The last thing is, my friend, with the seconds to go, if the game was tied, I think LeBron takes the ball to the hoop himself. I heard you earlier say, well, he found George Hill. you bring up Michael Jordan. In 100 years, Michael Jordan would have taken that last shot.
Well, Michael Jordan, hold on now. No, Jay. Michael Jordan gave the ball to Paxson and Kerr on 2 different occasions, so I'm not sure if that's accurate or not. I can't kill LeBron when he got the free throw, the 81% free throw shooter to the line for 2 free throws, down by 1 with 8 seconds to go. That I can't do. That's not fair. That I can't do. Nelson's in Connecticut, and he says hello, and he's on Mad Dog Unleashed. Nelly, good afternoon. How are you today?
How's it going there, Mad Dog?
Fine, Nelson. Thank you. What's on your mind? Go ahead.
Well, I'm watching the game last night, and I'm watching them dunk the ball in the first quarter, like 8 consecutive dumps. They were 8 for 8 in the first quarter. And which number was in the back of the player that got dunked on every time? Number 5. JR was a defensive liability last night. Forget game 1. The first 5 minutes of the game, they were cooked because of JR's defense. Period.
Well, I mean, they did get a lot of dunks on him. There a lot of pick and roll. I had to look at every single possession. JR did have his issues there. I agree. And McGee had a good start to the game. I can't, and that was a major problem. But even after the first quarter, it was 32-28. So they were not out of the game entirely. Last night, when Golden State gets it going offensively, they are not going to lose to the Cavaliers. I mean, there's nothing much else to tell you. Here's Jai in Baltimore. He says hello. Mad Dog Unleashed. Jai, welcome. How are you today, buddy?
How you doing, Mad Dog?
All right, Jai, get your homework done. Let me hear what's on your mind today. Fire away.
I got a couple things on my mind. Real quick with the NBA. Series is over. Steph Curry and the Warriors, they're too much. LeBron should just worry about where he's going for next season.
He can't do that, though. He's got to play the games. He just beat Boston when they were 2-0 down. He's got an extra day off. He can't say, forget it, what's the point? You and I can say it because we know it. He can't. He might think it, but he can't say it. Next. Go ahead.
I don't know if you touched on this already, but the Yankees have a discrepancy with ESPN and Major League Baseball because when their game yesterday against my Orioles got rained out,
right?
They have to play a doubleheader here in July, coming off of a Sunday night baseball game. They having a huge discrepancy with the league and ESPN over that. I want to get your thoughts.
Well, I'll save that. Let me do that for a little later in the program. I certainly have some, that's for sure. 10 in front of the hour here on Mad Dog Unleashed.
The Supreme Court